Man, good morning. How y'all doing this morning? Huh? How y'all doing this morning? It is cold in Michigan, but I love the fall season. And it is good to be back on Sun Slappers. And I missed you guys. Thank you for allowing me to take that little break, that vacation, that I much needed vacation. Those of you who had shared, liked, subscribed to the channel since then, I appreciate you. Also, those who wished me a happy 51st birthday. Zion turned 26. Oh my goodness, the day before, October 15th, mine is the 16th. And so it was just a wonderful vacation. Shout out to my wife for taking care of everything, everything. And I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to share this life with her and to be her husband. And I think I benefit the greatest by having someone like her in my life, and to do the things that I don't even know that I need for myself. So that vacation was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. I didn't touch anything from the time I entered the plane to the time I got back on the plane 5 days later. It was just a wonderful experience, and I am grateful. I am grateful for that. So, shout out to her, man. And if you have a wife who take care of you, significant other who takes care of you, man, make sure you appreciate them. Um, be grateful that you have an opportunity to spend this life with that person, right? So, hey, I'm not gonna be before you long this morning. We just kind of get in the swing of things. If you haven't been over to again for my new subscribers and listeners, please uh, keep sharing. Go over to the YouTube page, Mr. Trust the Process. We are on Instagram as well. And you know we are going live on Facebook at Trust in the Process. It is a beautiful, beautiful day for us to be here and be alive and be available for service, right? For service, because that's what we believe over here. We believe that we are we are wonderfully made. We are designed in such a way uniquely that we all have possess a gift. And we want to make sure that we get that gift out to the world because trusting the process. This is a lifestyle. This is not a quick thing. Is it can be motivating at times, but this is a lifestyle. Trusting the process is how we get to a specific purpose. And that purpose gets us to that intentional assignment. Why are we here? What are we supposed to be doing in this season and in this time and in this space? And so thank you all for who for sharing your stories and being intentional about your transparency and your accountability to yourself. So we thank you for that. So let's get started. Let's just kind of jump right into it. Again, we're on all social media platforms, but we're gonna jump right into it this morning. Here we go. Every successful person you admire survived a season you didn't even see. Oh my goodness. I'm going to say that one more time. Every successful person you admire survived a season you didn't see. In a day and age of social media, I urge you to put yourself in position um, to not be so caught up in what you think somebody else is going through or just assuming because of what you see on the pictures what they show you. Every successful person you admire survived a season you didn't go through. Make sure that you, if you have the availability of contacting that person or being around that person, that you ask them in those hard moments, what did you do? Because there's something about them that attracted you to whatever what they have. Whatever it was, right? So you need to ask them in the toughest moments, in the toughest times, what did you do? Right? And then if you can pull nuggets from that, pull nuggets from that. Because people go through things and they're not showing you the 24 hours every day, 7 days a week, 365 days of their life. We are on these platforms because we are trying to encourage you from some things that we've already been through. Some of us are a little bit more transparent than everybody else. We don't mind telling our story. We don't mind being vocal about it. We don't mind showing you visuals, and if you've been following me for a while, you pretty much I don't have outside of the triggering things that set me off at some points. I show certain things that I just because I'm like I'm human. I've been through it. I'm 30 years in law enforcement. I'm 27 years in public education simultaneously in the same city in one of the richest counties in the country. I'm a presidential lifetime achievement awardee. I've have accolades across the country from colleagues in state and across the country. In my city, I've been championed. I but I struggle. I have moments and times where I don't feel adequate. I have moments and times where I feel like alone. But there are tools, there are things that I have structured in place, boundaries that I've have learned to set over time to making sure that I can be at my top level, at myself. Me setting the day before I even come on here, I'm already up 2 and 3 hours before I even hit the live button because I'm trying to set my day because the way the cards that I was dealt, I didn't get to throw them back in the hand and say, God, give me new cards. I had to play the cards that I was dealt. So traumas and triggers and things of that nature. And I'm gonna show you something towards the end of this on an interview I was watching with Gucci Man and his wife. And I admire that man for the courage for making his story public because there's a generation of folks who grew up on Gucci Man, Jeezy, you know what I'm saying? And now they looking like, okay, wow, there were some other things behind the drug dealing and the drug taking and all the hustling and the music and the things of that nature and what made them successful. But neither here nor there. Every person that you admire, everyone, everyone, last one of them, they've been through some struggle. They've been through a struggle. Let me get to it again. Let's this last one. Oh, let me get this out your face, man. I'm sorry about that. Tough times turned me into a beast, but it never turned me into a snake. Oh my goodness. I pulled this off one of my she is a person who motivates us in the morning. Um she's one of our students. She was one of my students over at Central, but she always dropping gems. And I pulled this off and I said, this is a sun slapper slide. So if I'm ever trolling and I'm looking and I'm like, getting some motivation and I see something, you're going to be on the sun slapper slide. And it says, tough times turn me into a beast, but it never turned me into a snake. The bitterness that people hurt people. And the bitterness that people carry themselves with and they allow themselves to be consumed with because they have unhealed issues, they have unhealed trauma, they have things, self-absorbed things that they have been through that make them go into this mode of just, I gotta eat everything, do everything, snake, manipulate, gaslight. That is a mental illness. That is a dysfunction that they themselves have yet to deal with. And they'll turn around and gaslight you, try to make it think it's your fault. No, something is wrong with them. Something is wrong with them. And everybody goes through something, but it gives you no right to making sure that you make sure you cause somebody else. You had them a bad thing. Tabitha Brown says, she says, y'all gonna have a good day now, but if you can't have a good one, don't make nobody else have a bad one. You're responsible for what you do. And we talked about this a couple weeks before I went on vacation. Hey man, you can do something to somebody, but you don't get to control what happens back. You don't get to control the consequences. But tough times turned me into a beast. Yes, it made me who I am. That guy. Yes. To handle that business. Yes, him. I am him. I tell myself that every day. Every single day. No matter what kind of day I'm having, I'm like, I'm blessed to be able to do whatever I'm about to do today. Whatever situation I'm about to handle, I'm blessed to be in that. I am fortunate to have these type of issues and these type of problems and these type of thoughts to run through my mind. I am blessed for that. And I tell myself that every single day. So I never take this life for granted. And I've been telling myself that all of my life since I was 9 years old. And I decided to say, you know what? My life is my own, and I'm not going to let nobody else do anything to me that's going to take away from me. I turned 51, folks, a couple days ago. I'm telling you right now, tough times turn me into a beast, but it never turned me into a snake. And even and a little trick that you need to do for yourself, even when you feel that you are not ready to talk about something because you ready to destroy whatever, even though you have the right to, as a leader on this platform, what we're doing here, this message is not for everybody. What we're doing here on this platform is the fact that we're trying to be better leaders for our community. And so I'm not telling you that at some point you gotta just show them. I ain't telling you that, but you gotta give them grace first, and then you gotta be able to be healed within yourself, so you can be able to articulate the issue in such a way where that the circumstances or whatever it was that prior to having it happen, you've used that to benefit you, to grow you through that process, and that takes time. And that takes time. So that you can go back and deal with the issue without ever having to look and deal with that person. Because you got to be able to look past them. You got to be able to look past what they've done to you, and you got to be able to look past of the things that how it hurt you. You got to look past that to get to the assignment, to get to the process. You got to trust the process. You have to trust the process if you're trying to get to the purpose. If you got a goal and you're trying to get something, you got to trust the process of how you go through that. But you got to put some strategies in place, because you never want to be them. That's the goal. You never want to be them, because if you allow it to internalize, you will turn around, and now it's like Pac-Man. It ate you up, and now you become bigger. You become a bigger version of them, and they're not worth it. Trust me, they're not worth it. So I appreciate y'all, man. I really, really do. Um, I'm not gonna keep before you long. Listen, if you haven't had an opportunity to talk or say, hey, Gil, we want to get on the education, shoot me an email. I want to talk education with you. There's some things that's going on in my school district as well. I just want to be able to have a conversation, see what kind of solutions y'all are bringing in Pontiac, and what have you done? What are you doing and continually do to making sure that you're finding success, even when you turn into the advocate, when you got to be the one standing out there, holding the banner, when you got to be the one out there waving, and something is going on, something wrong. Like, how do we bring solutions? How do we get people at the table to have a conversation? Well, let's talk education. It's the space for you. It's the space for you. So shoot me an email. You want to be on the show. We appreciate you having you. Um, and it's gonna be. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a good time. Next week, I got Trustee Tanisha Miller, next week coming on the show. If you haven't had the opportunity to check her out, just go to the Pontiac School District page and check out them two new trustees. That's all I'm gonna tell you. You can find her on all social media platforms. And I told y'all this before. There's a special announcement. I'm gonna let her make the announcement. I'm not gonna make it, but I'm gonna let her make the announcement. But I can't wait to shot. She's representing Pontiac School District very, very well, very, very well. So we got her on the show next week, man. So I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for just tuning in and making sure that I'm okay and that we're doing well here in this particular community. So. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to get back out there, and I'm ready to get to work. I think I did that right. I'm getting that right. I'm getting better at this, y'all. I'm getting better at this, y'all. Hey, listen, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I see y'all out there. It's Sun Slappers, baby. Trust the process. So your process, you're going to find your purpose. Your purpose, your assignment. Peace. See you out there.